Hello and welcome again to HyzerMedia's coverage of the 23rd Annual Great Eastern Amateur Cup at Tyler State Park, presented by BS Upshot and Bucks County Disc Golf Association. This is round 2, the final round and the back 9 on the West Side course. My name is Brett Hensley, and I'm joined in the virtual booth by Michael Grofsick. Mike, what are you looking forward to on this final back 9?
Hi, Brett. Well, I think we saw some better scores on the front 9 than we did in round 1, so I'll be interested to see how it looks coming down the stretch, if we can see some more blue on that scorecard.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard here. It's like a one-man show right now with Zach, 4 under par for the round. It looks like we've got some really good competition, though, for the podium, with Evan Van Schie making a charge on the chase card.
Yeah, Evan with a 2 under, same as Zach in the front 9, doing well, just unfortunately struggled a bit in round 1.
Yeah, so here we go, final back 9 starting with hole 28. It's a par 5. It's really just kind of a straight shot here. It's a really short par 5, really gettable. All of these guys can certainly birdie it, so let's see what they can do. It's kind of dealer's choice here off the tee, and Tony is first to throw, and he throws a nice forehand out there. That should be plenty of distance, but he got a really bad roll, so he'll have to maybe scramble a little bit from that left side rough. And Zach's just kind of been throwing great shots, straight shots off the tee, and kind of faded out a little bit to the right, still on the fairway, so he should have something to work with over there, though. And Ryan's been playing fairly clean. Not a lot of birdies, unfortunately. So he's looking to pick one up here, I'm sure. And he kind of went over maybe to where Tony is on that left side. I should be able to manufacture something.
See how Anthony can bounce back from that triple bogey.
He flexed that over and it was just a little bit too far left, but it did come back. He should be able to work something in. And just as I thought, Tony just kind of rolled right into that left side rough, unfortunately.
Yeah, tough break off what was a pretty good drive.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be on the right side rough now. Anthony's in a little better position, but he's got to get around that tree. Unfortunately, he doesn't, but not a bad kick there. Still potentially get up and down for his birdie. There is left and right side OB as you get closer to the green, and further behind the basket on the road. So the players will have to use some speed control on their upshots to the green. Looks like Ryan had some early contact, but he's out in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, you can definitely tell Ryan favors the backhand there, because it looked like he might have had a line with a step out forehand. But it seems like that might not be a big part of his game.
Yeah, he's very backhand predominant. Let's see what he has to work with here. If he can get through these trees to access the basket. So he's choosing the right side. And he'll scoot up there. He might have a straddle putt there in the circle to get his birdie. Tony actually didn't go far into the rough, so he should have a shot at getting up and down here on the left side.
And this hole also playing a little bit under par, second one of the day, and that is quite a nice shot from Tony there.
Yeah, splits the 2 guardian trees. Perfect tap-in position there for birdie. Anthony will throw the right side. He probably wanted to hang that out a little wider when he does contact the tree. Hopefully he'll have a look. Zach has a pretty routine up and down on the right side there. Looks like he stuck the green there. Unfortunately, that tree was pretty early. He's going to be deep circle 2 here. Really wanted to give that a run, and fortunately, that's going to cost him a stroke potentially if he can't hit this putt. Oh, solid bid there from Anthony. Unfortunately, he had enough on it, just wasn't high enough and hit the top of the basket. Solid putt from Ryan there to get on the board. First birdie of the round for Ryan.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're struggling for a birdie, even if you're just kind of rolling on with pars, you get that first birdie, it could really kickstart your round.
Yeah, for sure. And he's going to pick up a stroke, 2 strokes there on Anthony. And solid birdie there from Tony to bring him closer to Anthony. He's only 1 back from Anthony. And Zach's just kind of opened up a stranglehold on the lead now at -5. So let's go to hole 29. It's a par 4, 574 feet. Off the tee, you want to throw just something straight out there, maybe fading slightly to the left as the fairway kind of shapes a little bit further down and then ends in not like a complete dog leg, but a little bit of a turn to the left. And the basket is up on a hill, so it makes the putting a little bit tough on this hole. And it looks like Tony got out to the middle, and then we hit a tree. Zach's going really high, turnover.
Oh, you're nice to me.
He hit the ceiling, but he fell right in the middle of the fairway, so that should be just fine. There's Ryan just throwing a nice hyzer flip backhand, getting all the way past the A pin, and that's a great spot to attack from there.
That was very smooth from Ryan. That shot never looked like doing anything other than hitting the gap. So very well done. Absolutely.
There. Anthony's trying to hyzer flip that, but it looked like it just kind of stayed on hyzer, unfortunately. He'll be playing the left side rough. Looks like he's going to try and go over the top or a roller maybe. It's like roller.
Thank you.
And that'll be out. Should be able to save his par, hopefully.
Definitely not a bad result from where he was there.
Yeah. Zach threw a really touchy forehand in there. It looked like he got through most of it, but then hit one of those little trees there on the fairway. See if Tony can get this going left. Oh, he pulled it off to the right, unfortunately. He's got a hyzer earlier than that. And he'll be in the rough there. That's going to be a tough spot to save par. It's like Anthony's going to maybe go with another roller here. There it goes.
I love the roller play that you're playing.
It's like maybe he got up toward that log by the green. I'll see what he has for his par putt. And we finally get to Ryan's drive. Just so you can look at that. You can see the basket. And it looks like he just played it out to absolute perfection there. He should be up against the log for a circle putt for birdie. Zach will just play a smart shot there, get up on the green, take his par, and move on. Left a little bit of meat on that, but he's been putting well all day. Good scramble shot there from Tony to get out of the woods.
Anthony kind of making his way down the sides of the hole towards the basket.
Yeah, not bad after going roller, roller. I thought he got a little closer than that, but unfortunately I think he's going to take a bogey. Oh, another spit out for Zach. I couldn't really tell if that was left or right side. It looked like it should have caught. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that might have been on the left side, but definitely a tough one, especially as a lefty putter coming in hyzer on the left. You expect that to catch, and that looked pretty soft. It didn't look like it bounced out, so surprised to not see that one catch.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Ryan's going to pick up a couple strokes here on Zach. That birdie, that's a really solid birdie.
Yeah, not a whole lot of holes left, but Ryan is doing his best to keep it interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Ryan and Jeff Larson, the only 2 birdies on hole 29 today.
See the little turbo tap in from Anthony there?
Always a good skill to have. All right, so let's go to hole 30. You might be noticing a theme. There's a lot more elevation change here on the west side. This is a par 4, 347 feet. The tee shot is one of the more elevated shots on the west side. You really got to place your disc. It's really a placement shot. You can see how tight the fairway is, and you really just kind of want to throw maybe a little bit of a backhand flex. Some people can reach the green from here. I don't know if anyone wants to try and get aggressive, but if you fade out early, you could potentially fade out left down the hill. So I don't think an aggressive shot usually pays off unless you can really pump one up there. It looks like Ryan kind of caught the right side rough. Hopefully he kicked to a good spot. Tony pulled it left. But it looked like it was an okay kick, so he might be on the fairway. Oh, and Zach, I think, just pured this one right up the middle. Oh, that's a fantastic shot. He's going to love that.
I'm just having fun watching you throw.
And it might not be overly close, but that is an important shot from Zach, because with Ryan birdieing the last two and Zach taking a bogey on the last one, he is getting to within striking range. So Zach starting a tough hole off the tee well is definitely a big boost to him.
Yeah, for sure. Ryan's going to have to keep the pressure on. So Tony kicked onto the fairway. Looks like that was a little bit too low to really access the green. I think that was maybe Anthony throwing an upshot there. So we have Ryan, and I think Zach's a little further down. So Ryan actually got to a really good spot. And a fantastic upshot. So I think he'll be putting for birdie there.
Yeah, that should be a pretty easy tap in for birdie, and like you said, he's making something of these final 6 or 7 holes, definitely keeping it interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And Zach just answers back right there with a nice chip forehand to get himself in the circle. Ooh, it looked like he was giving that a little bid. Good forehand there. Approach from Anthony. Oh, you know Tony wanted that one. It looked like he got the nose up a little bit. Just kind of floated on him. Another solid birdie there from Zach.
Yeah, Anthony did a good job on that last shot of giving it a soft bid and giving himself a chance, but not leaving himself too much left if he did miss. And he makes the comebacker and gets his par.
Tony will walk away with a par, and I believe Ryan has a tapping birdie here. So yeah, he's going to keep pace with Zach for the time being here. Still got to catch up with 6 strokes, so we'll check in on the leaderboard. Notice anything different now?
Yeah, Tony started a little slow, but he's 1 under in the last 7. He's making some ground towards the podium there, and I think that's the real contest at this point. Evan 3 down, matching Zach. So we have some guys fighting hard to most likely join Zach on that podium.
Yeah, impressive comeback now from Evan, putting some pressure on the other guys for the podium position. So we'll go to hole 31, which is a 512-foot par 4. You have a really tight tunnel gap here, left and right side, just complete bushes and trees. So you really want to kind of get to where that down tree is at least. If you can get beyond that, you would be in really good position. But as long as you can get to that down tree on the fairway, that's a really good spot. And it looked like Ryan just kind of maybe faded off a little to the left on that. Couldn't really see how the disc finished. Oh, and Zach would have progressed really far there, but he couldn't get around the left side tree, unfortunately. He was trying to bite off some big distance there.
Here's a bit of a rare backhand from Tony. We've seen a lot of forehands out of him today.
Yeah, unfortunately just kind of pulled over on that. He made that mistake a few times today, just maybe a little late release, trying to give it a little more speed. This looks like a good hyzer flip here from Anthony.
It's something.
Faded off a little bit early, but he's out kind of where the opening is, so he should be able to manufacture something.
Here's a nice traditional Tyler camera shot of somebody deep in the woods trying to find their way out.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have a few people on the card looking to get out of the woods. There's another good out. 2 quality outs there from really deep in there.
it. Yep. Yeah, you're fine.
And he's out on the fairway, even though he hit a tree. So they should be able to get up and down from where they are. The basket is up on a little bit of a hill, and there is some OB surrounding the basket. You'll see the long grass.
Yeah, right there. Oh my God, Ryan, let's go.
And there's a really good quality shot there from Ryan. He'll have a really long uphill look, but you take those when you can get them.
See what Anthony can do here with the standstill forehand. Forehand's been treating him well so far today, but it looks like that one he just released maybe a little bit early, didn't get the power on it that he wanted. Maybe the standstill, maybe the height of the hill kind of messing with him a bit there.
Zach gives it the power you need, puts it right under the basket. That would be a good par. Tough hole. And good upshot there from Tony. You won't have much work left to save the par. He's intending to have that roll. I know we've seen a few from Anthony. Well, a long putt. This is one of the more iconic greens at Tyler. It's just real beautiful up here with the field and the skies that go on for miles.
Yeah, it's
really good lead from Ryan there.
Interesting from Ryan there, because it's a couple times I've noted that, even though he was deep into circle 2, still went with the standstill putt, which is an interesting approach to see a lot of guys do steppers from that kind of range.
And he really needed to run that. So we're starting to run out of holes here, and Zach's got a pretty healthy lead going into the last few.
I want to see what you drew on the rock. I just threw it. Oh, you did? No.
So hole 31 actually played as tied for third most difficult, along with a few other holes. It played a half stroke over par. So, really a tough kind of like a bonus birdie to get. Take par all day on this hole for sure. And Tony and Zach were able to do that. So hole 32, it's a par 3, 318 feet. It's downhill immediately off of the tee pad, and you want to throw right-hand backhand, something that'll flip up a little flat and kind of ride down. It's a tough lefty shot, but Zach's been throwing these really nice lefty turnovers, and let's see where this one ends up. Height control is really important on this shot, so you can really fade off into some bad stuff. And I think Zach got probably pin high, but I think he's off to the right, probably in the woods over there.
Yeah, he just didn't get quite enough turn on that one. Good line, good throw, just not quite the turn he wanted.
Yeah, this is definitely a really good putter or mid-range shot. I think a lot of these guys are probably going to opt for a putter because it is so downhill, and you really don't want a lot of right to left movement of the disc. Looks like Ryan just got over on that a little bit. And yeah, he's going to find the right side rough, unfortunately. I like the flippy hyzer putter play, but you really got to commit to that hyzer angle. Unfortunately, didn't look like anyone really got to a good spot to putt for birdie. We'll see if we can save some pars here.
Oh, wow. I was starting to run out of speed.
He's down there. He's probably going to be edge of circle. That's going to be a tough putt over there. The hill, it does continue to slope down, so you have to be really careful on some of these long runs that you don't end up going 40 long. That's a good out. I think that was Zach.
Yeah, both him and Ryan are behind that tree, but it's right by the basket, so they should have a fairly easy tap in, just kind of stretching out around that big trunk there.
Yeah, Tony didn't really commit to that throw out there, so he's going to be left with a little bit. See if Anthony can make this long putt here. No, just didn't really commit to the angle he needed. And again, that slope back there makes for the comebackers difficult. You can see he's out again. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Anthony was having a pretty solid go until maybe the last 4 or 5 holes, unfortunately. Good stretch out there by Tony.
Yeah, put that one right in the center of the basket and made it look easier than it probably was. He had a bit of a tough angle there.
Yeah. Tony's been playing really clean. Take a look at his scorecard. It's all pars and a birdie, and that's kind of what you have to do at a layout like this.
Yeah, anytime you're not seeing red on your scorecard on Tyler, and any blue is kind of a bonus with those birdies. Anytime you're not seeing red, you're going to be pretty pleased.
Unfortunately, Anthony will take the double, but we saw some par saves there going into hole 33. So we have another par 5, 567 feet. This one's a short par 5, but there is a lot of uphill slope on your second shot once you progress down the fairway off the tee. You kind of want to throw your drive to one of these 3 large trees. So we see Zach come up a little bit short. If you can get right around those and you're not obstructed, you'll have a really good chance of getting up the hill on the second shot. Looks like that was just a early release there, hitting the right side. Fortunately, didn't really make much progress down the fairway. Ryan's got the gap down the middle. It's a little low, and he unfortunately comes up a little short of the landing zone you want to be at. There's got to be some fatigue setting in, I'm sure, with how hot it was during this round.
Nice kick, bro.
There's a really good kick there, out from the right side. So no one's really in position. It is a short par 5, so I'm not going to say birdie's completely out of the question, but they're really going to have to work for it.
Yeah, interesting enough, this hole actually averaged exactly its par, so it's a well-designed hole towards its par.
Definitely, and Zach with a good upshot. He'll have a chance at birdie from there. And it looks like Ryan got pinched on this tree. It's going to be a tough backhand shot here. It's like a little flex turnover. He's got to fight out. It doesn't look like it. It's going to be on the right side rough.
Yeah, I think unfortunately a part of him turning that over was worrying about that tree in his backswing. It looked like he cut himself off a little early, and that caused the disc to come out on quite a bit of ante.
Yeah, fortunately, Anthony couldn't take advantage of the good placement kick there. It's going to be on the left side rough, but he did make some progress down there, up the hill. Don't want to leak. Okay, that's probably a good tree because there's right side OB on the road there, and that was tracking really close to the OB. And Zach's got to stay away from making big mistakes to let anyone back in from the lead he has.
Yeah, a bit of a lucky break for Zach there. I'm sure it's not the shot he would have wanted. With 3 holes to go after this one, he's really in a position where he just needs to, like you said, not make the big mistake. Even if he takes, a bogey, that's still probably going to be enough to get the job done. You just don't want to wind up going OB and venturing into double or triple bogey territory, and that's when, you'll make things a little interesting for yourself. So he just needs to maybe settle it down a little bit and just put himself in good spots and not have to worry about adding up some extras.
Oh, great upshot there from Tony, hitting the side wall there of the elevated basket. And Ryan will just pitch up there. This is a tough one to run with the right side OB and the elevated basket. Zach will pitch up there. Oh, what a great putt again from Anthony, getting the birdie. That's fantastic. He's made some really good putts on coverage in this tournament. Just had kind of an unfortunate stretch of holes there.
Yeah, Anthony's had some very good C2 putts specifically over the course of these 2 rounds. Seems to have a good spin on his disc, which keeps it up from C2 and gives him a real chance at dropping those putts.
All right, so it's looked like we'll see 3 pars and a birdie here from the lead card. And let's check in on the leaderboard. What do you notice coming into the last 3 holes here?
Well, it's looking like the big contest is going to be Ryan and Evan to see who can finish second, which is still absolutely a heck of a day, but it looks like Zach is probably going to do enough to hold on to this one.
Yeah, it's looking like a tight finish there for second place. So hole 34 is a new basket placement, making it a par 4. It was extended to 497 feet. So what you really want to do is just make sure you get out past these trees here. As Anthony's trying to do, he might be leaking a little left, and that was probably a good tree because there's some left side OB there. But you really want to get past these trees kind of in the middle, and then that opens up for a wide open shot to the green that's really surrounded by OB. So they'll have to kind of check their speed on their upshot, and Zach throws a shot to perfection there. That'll work out really nicely.
Yeah, I don't know how much true pressure there is on him at this point, but he shows that it's definitely not getting to him. Some of his best shots are coming towards the end of the round here, so he's definitely playing well from the top.
Tony smashed that. Oh, he'll have nearly a jump putt there for his up and down. Great shot by Tony. See if Ryan can follow those vapor trails. Looks like he's going a little bit more left.
That's a great kick.
And he caught a tree. That may have prevented him from going into the left side OB. So everyone will have a shot at getting up and down here. It's just a really tight placement with the basket completely surrounded by out of bounds.
Nope.
Oh, and that's going to leak right, unfortunately, to the OB road.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Anthony knew it right away. You could hear him say nope as soon as he let go of it.
You know, it's not bad to be on the right side, but if you go OB, you want to be right by that basket, so you kind of have an easy tap in there. Unfortunately, Anthony didn't really progress far, and Ryan will hit some early branches, but that should be an easy par from there. See if Zach gave it the height needed, and he's inbound safe, and it looks like he's in the circle. We get to Tony's drive here. This is a big drive. Looks like he is going to throw it. Give it a little spin putt here. Maybe looking for eagle. That'll needs to check up. Oh, and he just trickled back OB. You can see it's only like 20 feet there. Fortunately, you know, he'll be able to tap in the par from there.
Yeah, really unfortunate from Tony there with one of the, if not the best drive we've seen so far today, not being able to cash in for birdie.
Yeah, I appreciate, though, him trying to give us the highlight of an eagle run there. So hats off to you, Tony. And Zach just doing what you got to do here. I think he's got a stranglehold on this lead now with only 2 holes to go and being 6 down. So Ryan will pick up a par. It's important depending on what Evan's doing. Tony will have that tap in for par after going OB. And Anthony will unfortunately take a bogey from that going early OB. We've got 2 more holes left to close out the Great Eastern Am Cup, both field holes. So hole 35, again, a brand new hole design. It's a par 4, 482 feet. There's a mando on the left side, and you want to throw your disc to the right of that mandatory. And then there's a pretty big dog leg beyond the mandatory that opens up into the green surrounded by tall grass OB. So there's deep OB and right side OB and the mando. So Zach plays kind of a layup shot there, just making sure that he gets kind of past that mando. Hopefully he'll have a straight shot to the green from there.
Yeah, and at this point in the tournament, there should really only be one thing in Zach's mind, which is stay in bounds. Doesn't matter how much distance you get. Doesn't matter where your next lie is. Just stay in bounds.
And Tony had some release issue there. That was really early, just kind of immediately going left into the out of bounds. Looks like Ryan's going to get close to the mando tree here. And he made the mando. Oh, I guess he didn't. It looked like he did, but I guess he can't tell from that angle. So unfortunately, he'll have to go to the drop zone. looks like Anthony's going to try to make the corner here around the Mando. Great shot. Fantastic position. So he'll just have that for his up and down for birdie. Tony's still got to make it around the Mando tree here. He sawed it off a little bit. Oh, and he's out of bounds left. Okay. So the out of bounds is really close to that Mando tree, as you can see the lines painted right there. Unfortunately, he's just going to have to lay up.
Unfortunately, that will bring Tony's very clean streak to an end. I think we can see the last 8 on the scorecard there, no bogeys, but I think it extended even a little bit further past that. So pretty good streak by him out on this tough course.
For sure, it's something you can hang your hat on. Really good round. And Zach just throwing bullets at this point, right on the bucket.
Nice and pull. Swing, swing, swing.
Anthony's asking for this to fade, but fortunately it doesn't. So he's going to have circle's edge putt there. Tony throws a good up and down there to stop the bleeding. Should be able to put that in.
This is a big approach from Ryan. I don't know if he's a score checker or not, but you know, if he is, he'll know that Evan's right there with him for second place, and he does a real good job putting it close.
Oh, that looked good. Just kind of dropped on him and at the front of the basket. And Tony's able to, fortunately, take the triple bogey, but make the putt. Really solid round out of Tony otherwise, with lots of pars. And there's another birdie for Zach. And Ryan will take that bogey, so that'll drop him to 3 over on the day. So we'll have to check in and see where Zach's at. Or Evan, rather. Hole 36, par 5, 900 feet. Final hole. They did extend this tee pad to make it a par 5. It used to play as a par 4. You can see there's out of bounds left side and right side. So really kind of tight fairway placement on this hole. And then the basket is actually in the parking lot on an island. So if you don't make the island on your upshot, there is a drop zone putt that you have to putt from. And this did play as the hardest hole on the course, averaging over 1.5 strokes. So we'll see how our lead card plays it.
It's definitely quite the tough finishing hole. Definitely going to challenge you after a very long day of disc golf in some very high heat. Definitely going to make you earn it.
Yeah, for sure. And Zach found the fairway. That's all you really need to do on this hole.
What a bomb.
And a great shot there from Anthony. He bit off quite a bit. Important shot here for Ryan. Try and keep pace with Evan. That looks really good out of the hand. Another great shot, finding the fairway. And Tony and Anthony are actually tied, so they're kind of battling it out for position here on this last hole. And a good shot there by Tony to find inbounds. He'll be first to throw. Oh, he pulled it to the right. There is OB over there. Hopefully it spits out.
Oh, man, dude. I thought I was going to bite faster than that.
So it looks like he's safe. I didn't see an OB graphic come up.
Yeah, I think the thickness of the rough might have helped him out on that one and kind of hit it more like a wall and just kind of drop down to the side.
And Zach doesn't really need to do much else other than stay in bounds. Big shot here from Ryan.
No, right.
He's going for the corner. Oh, unfortunately it hyzers into the OB. That's going to be a tough one to take. Anthony also going for the corner.
Nice, dude.
Good shot there, staying in bounds. All right, Ryan really needs to get after it here. At least give himself, maybe get to the drop zone, give himself a putt.
Nice pull.
That looks really good. He's got to push a little bit further. Yeah, he's short of the drop zone, but he'll be able to reach the island pretty easily from there.
It was a good follow-up to going out of bounds. Obviously a real tough situation to end up out of bounds, but he did well to give himself a chance afterwards.
And that was a real awkward shot. I didn't see exactly what happened, but Tony went into the right side OB, unfortunately.
Down.
And Zach's just making his way up the fairway. At this point, he really doesn't need to do much more than pitch up on the island, take the win. Let's see if Anthony is going to make a play for the island here. Looks like he put a full shot into that. Let's see if it makes it. Oh, he skipped onto the road just across the drop zone. That's unfortunate. It was a really good shot. Let's see what Tony has after the OB. Okay, so he gets up there. He'll just have a really long look. Deep circle 2, maybe circle 3 from there. We'll see if Ryan wants to give this a little bit of a run or if he's just playing safe. Looks like just a safe shot to get on the island. And there's Zach pitching up. Oh, he throws it OB. It's not going to matter at this point. I'm sure he didn't really want to do that, but he'll just putt from the drop zone.
Yeah, it might have been a situation where he was trying to play it safe, and sometimes when guys are used to just, always going at the basket, when you try to play it safe, it messes with you a little bit, and it looked like it could have had an effect on him there.
Yeah, maybe just not giving it that full swing. And here's a drop zone putt here from Anthony after that unfortunate OB roll. And he'll just pitch up. I imagine Zach's probably not going to run this, but he might as well. And he gave it a little bit of a bid.
Sir.
We'll see what Ryan's left with here. Looks like the putt was just for bogey, so he didn't really take a big number on one of the hardest holes. Not really losing a lot, but potentially losing out to Evan for second place. Tony will tap in for his triple bogey. Anthony with the single bogey. And Zach, I believe, will tap in for the bogey, but he's going to tap in for the win. And back-to-back Great Eastern Amateur Cup champion, Zach Sharp. Congratulations. What a win. Really blew the field out. And there you can see we've got the final scores. Zach coming in under par. I believe he was the only scorer coming in under par on the day. We'll check out the leaderboard. And there you have it. Zach at 6 down on the day. Evan ended up taking over on Ryan, finishing at +2 on the day for second place, and Ryan finishing in third on the podium. And shout out to Jeremy Guth putting up a good day at +5, just missing out on the podium. And thanks to our sponsors, Elevation Disc. Thanks to Brian for running such a good tournament from Team Upshot. And thanks to the Bucks County Disc Golf Alliance for really showing up, making the course look great. Mike, any final thoughts on the day?
Yeah, Zach obviously ran away with it a little bit. Another great year from him, being back-to-back champion. But also make sure to tune in for the Yetter. That is the pro version of this tournament. We've had some big names win it in the past, and it should be another great one to watch.